Hello and welcome everybody back to the League of Ungentlemanly Warfare with Stronghold Crusader HD. Kebablord here, and today we are fighting against the
Choose your adversary.
optimized version of Saladin, or Saladin, or Salahuddin. I have heard so many ways to pronounce his name. I personally prefer Saladin. And he is the AI in the game with the strongest economy, also quite a strong attacker, though not as strong as the most powerful others, for example the Wolf. But due to his economy, he can attack actually quite often and scale up quite quickly, so he can become dangerous. But he's going to focus first on, well, building up his economy, and since he's an Arabian lord, he's mostly focusing on mercenaries. So let's get into action. So the good thing is, since Saladin is building up such a strong economy, it means that we can do so as well, which will make the game for me very easy actually. Because, well, I get stronger the more economy I have available. And yeah, economy is my strong suit in this game. I'm not very much of a military genius, as you very likely have noticed already. So, time to give the people some food again. I might even consider building a real castle. So the fun thing about Saladin is also that he builds his castle in a way that makes it quite hard to attack for the AI. So while for a human player it's not that much of a difference, he is actually very strong in his defense, with only very few units, I have to add. So one of the big news is, compared to the other AIs that we have fought previously, we can now start with the production of bread as our main means of getting food for our population. But let's first buy some wood, because we are going to need that much. Oh yeah, also he takes a sweet time to build up.
Not enough workers available to run this building.
So, you know that for beer production actually one hop farm is enough, but I'm going to go for a positive fear factor, meaning that our population will produce way slower. I somehow need to counter that.
Not enough workers available to run this building. 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 Not enough workers available to run this building.
And the AI can't stop complaining.
Your popularity is rising. Not enough workers available to run this building.
So, Saladin is building 12 houses. Meaning I will build them here in the back, while here in the front. Yeah, here I made a little construction mistake.
Our food stocks are dwindling, my liege.
We don't need that. So, and here in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here I'm going to build 2 inns. As well as one here in the back and one here in the front. And then that will work. So let's see what he's doing. Okay, he's building that castle. I see. Well, he will take quite a while to build up, so we are safe for now. We are a bit quicker in building up.
Your popularity is falling. Is on his way, my lord.
Yeah, soon our popularity will rise again, because then we have more than enough money. So in the meantime, we can already start with the production of stone. Also, funny thing though, something that I unfortunately cannot really change via the castle editor. The AI is prioritizing windmills to be leased to be constructed for some weird reason. Making AIs like Saladin a little bit slower than they actually need to be. Yeah, here I don't want the trees to be in the way. Because as you can see, new trees are growing. So if you don't take care of a tree, it will turn into an entire forest over time. A feature that I really miss in future installments of this series. Yeah, I decided against the inn here at the front. I will probably go for a rear castle this time, instead of the, well, what I usually do during these episodes that you have seen so far. And of course the child was in the way. Stronghold actually gives you a lot of good reasons to start hating children.
Your popularity is rising.
Of course it's rising, because now people have
growing,
food.
Sire. No change in the treasury, lord.
That means we can start getting taxes. So, and Saladin still has not placed a windmill, which is just so retarded. And you will notice that even with the standard AI. So on maps without much wood or much forest, Saladin will take a shit ton of time in order to build up, even more than usual. I don't really think that is planned that way. Here we have a bit of layer fighting. They can't decide which building is more important in regards of a layer.
نحن تحت أمرك. سنترك حالا. سموكم. هلم. سموكم.
So, just in case Saladin decides to send a single horse archer. So, and now that nearly all buildings have been placed, as I said, nearly. Once everything is placed, the windmills are going to be built. It's just retarded. There's actually a way to counter that, and that would be to simply let Saladin build way less of the other buildings so that he is finished in time. But then he would be weaker in the late game. And since Saladin does not focus on rushing the enemy, I personally thought it would be more important to make sure that the late game economy is strong enough. So I actually... now there's the windmill. So I actually made that issue a bit worse with that castle. But that is on purpose. Though still the question remains, what am I going to do with that area here? I guess we stop the fighting there.
Feel the power.
Oh no, we are building the windmill a bit closer to the actual stockpile. Then we can place the market here. And notice that I built the gate wrong. Well done.
The keep is enclosed.
سوف تتم.
So that is now better. Now we are going to the positive fear factor. We will simply use small gardens for that. They are a bit more expensive, but they also save space.
People think you are really, really nice, sire.
Okay, that statement couldn't be further from the truth, but yeah, we will simply let the people believe what they want.
Work halted, my lord. This building is currently functioning, my lord.
Yeah, now Saladin is nearly finished building. Meaning that the attacks will soon start. So you get that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Your Grace, how can we help? Manning siege equipment.
سموكم. أو أمركم. نحن في خدمتك. سنترك حالا.
So, time to place some archers on our towers.
سموكم. نحن تحت أمرك. هلم.
And some Nafatun, or Greek fire throwers. Yeah, fire thrower, yeah.
Our treasury is empty. Our treasury is empty.
So we get here over beer, so we can increase our taxes further.
The people worship.
We can even go to -20, and as you can see, it's not even making that much of a
Our
difference.
granary stocks are growing, sire.
But as long as we are overproducing that much food, it is okay-ish. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Saladin always builds these arms. And I decided to fill in the gaps with moat completely. And also move nearly all buildings inside the walls, because Saladin was actually quite vulnerable to fire. So if you were able to do a luck shot with a fire ballista, then you could actually completely defeat him, because he would never be able to extinguish that fire. I made that a little bit harder. And at the same time, I decided to not fully... how am I saying that in English? Yeah, to let the mode fully go around the towers for a very simple reason that this might bug out other AIs, like for example Frederick, who has next to no units that are capable of removing a moat. He would then simply not attack Saladin. That way, by always keeping this front at the towers open, these AIs will at least still attack. Oh, and Saladin is now going to attack us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
كما ترغب. سنترك حالا. أو أمركم مولاي. سنذهب.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You are the second greatest lord.
Saladin is greater than me? Well, he has way more soldiers, okay, but... That actually explains a little.
Finding range.
سوف تتم.
Finding range.
نحن في خدمتك. نحن تحت أمرك. سموكم كما ترغب.
A message from Saladin.
As the hawk would hunt the rabbit, so I shall hunt you.
That is not going to work, my friend. Horse archers, fire ballistae, Arabian archers, and as we will soon see, also assassins.
It's a rout.
We'll try our best.
Why do I even have the ballistae if they don't even attack the enemy siege engines?
Are on fire.
A message from Saladin.
My forces have struck another blow against you. This is but the beginning of the end for you, my friend.
Another blow, yeah, because it was such a big blow to lose a lumberjack's hut, but well.
A message from Saladin.
By all that's holy, you fight well. Too well, I fear.
You need something manning.
Well, at least he's realistic. So, we are definitely producing way too much beer.
Our food stocks
We are losing
are
food,
dwindling.
so time to reduce the
Our
taxes,
food stocks are
and therefore give the
dwindling.
people a bit less food.
أو أمركم سموكم.
We are
سموكم.
under attack.
هلم. كما ترغب.
I should maybe put more archers on the towers, so that we are prepared for the future.
سموكم. أو أمركم لنصرك. سوف تتم. نحن في خدمتك. نحن تحت أمرك.
Wow, pathfinding, just great. Well,
سموكم. كما ترغب.
yeah, as you can see, we have quite a lot of money available without doing much.
سموكم.
The power of taxes.
سنترك حالا. سموكم. سوف تتم. نحن في خدمتك. هلم. سموكم. نحن تحت أمرك. سموكم. نزحف. سموكم.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
كما ترغب. سنترك حالا.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
لنصرك. سوف تتم. هلم. نحن في خدمتك. نزحف.
We are under attack.
Enemy interruption units. Catapults and horse archers. Quite many catapults actually, but I don't think the AI is going to use it properly. So, and we are nearly completely set up here. And that is then the point where we can take a closer look to Saladin's castle. So, time to get some slaves.
ما هو رهان سنحضر أؤمرنا عمل أكثر مولاي
You
ما
are the
هو
second.
رهان العمل جيد أؤمرنا المرح
I
دائما
am the second greatest? Well, Saladin is making money. Well then. So. Okay, so we now have here our little castle, which is actually not that much different from one from Saladin, just looks way worse. So here we have Saladin. Usually I go with a castle that has two chambers, one with the main production and one with the housing and the entertainment. And yeah, as you can see, Saladin is producing a lot of bread, so food is enough there. We have beer, we have, well, full +8 popularity due to beer. Also very positive fear factor, and as I already said beforehand, I tried to move nearly every building into the castle. Oh, and there he's coming again. And he's also producing some weapons. The idea is Saladin produces iron, this iron is being refined to weapons and then they are being sold, so they are a bit more valuable. But it actually has not that much of an effect, so I also have castles for Saladin with less or even no weapon production at all. And here you can see on each tower, on the towers there's an engineer with oil, there are fire throwers and some archers and a siege weapon. So going for a frontal attack will result in my people burning to death. So we need to go with range attacks first, and even if I go prime these towers with trebuchets or with catapults, I would still have to move closer to actually attack the wall. And especially in regards of trebuchets it is interesting, because trebuchets simply cannot be moved once they are built up. So catapults are the way to go, but they are in a range of the ballistas. So, yeah, actually quite an efficient defense. If Saladin would put more archers on the towers, it would be even
I
stronger.
am not a vindictive man. Once you are my prisoner, you shall live.
That was a perfect hit.
You will tend my chaos.
نحن تحت أمرك.
And as we can see, Saladin is now also bringing slaves with him. That is because I built a moat. There are fire throwers.
We'll try our best.
It's a rout.
But yeah, he did not really
Message
come
from
close.
Saladin.
My forces have struck another blow against you.
Oh, we lost
This
another
is
lumberjack
but
set.
the beginning of the end for you, my friend.
In the meantime, we are simply making way more money. And I believe in this match I'm going to demonstrate the horse archer spam. Why it is OP.
الحصان سريع.
So, and there Saladin is building up his next army on the keep, as we can see.
الحصان سريع. الحصان سريع.
Dum -dum -dum. We have a lot of time available.
الحصان سريع.
But yeah, in general, I did not have to change that much on Saladin's castles, because they were already quite efficient.
سموكم.
A message from Saladin.
Your sands are tired of running out
there we can see the fire throwers in action.
A message from Saladin.
My forces have struck another blow against you. This is but the beginning of the end for you, my friend.
He's really hunting down my lumberjack huts, as it seems. I mean, sure, if it makes you happy, old man. I just don't see that much benefit in it. But yeah, as you can see, Saladin is also making a lot of money, allowing him to scale up quicker than the wolf, because his economy is stronger, though the wolf is actually producing more goods and can trade them off. But here Saladin simply has a passive income due to a shit ton of tax money that he's getting. Oh, come on, shouldn't you be ready for the next attack by now?
You are the greatest lord.
I mean, 368 soldiers? That is quite a lot. Ah, there he is, and you can see how many Arabian swordsmen he's taking with him. How many horse archers do we have by now? 415. That could actually already be enough.
A message from Saladin.
The sands of time are running out for you, my friend.
It's a rout.
A message from Saladin.
By all that's holy, you fight well. Too well, I fear.
Well then. So as you can see, with that low amount of archers,
Saladin.
there's not much he can do. And that also works in multiplayer, so unless you have a shit ton of crossbowmen, oh yeah, I'm now blocking here the gate, or well, all three gates, to make it a real siege.
نحن أبطال خيولنا جاهزة الشهاب تحلق الحصان سريع سننتصر
It's a rout.
بأمرك هدفنا
It's a rout.
Interestingly, buildings can also take damage from arrows. Yeah, now we can simply wait or send in some assassins. There's nothing Saladin can do now. And he's dying a very cheap and anticlimactic death.
A message from Saladin.
You are mighty in battle, but are you just as well? I put myself at your mercy.
Fun fact, Saladin actually used to be one of my favorite AIs before the new ones got added in with Stronghold Crusader Extreme, simply because he has such a friendly demeanor, he is an honorable enemy, he has a strong economy, strong attacks and so on. So yeah, I actually enjoyed playing against him quite a lot. And yeah, still, that doesn't save him. He only killed 44 of my soldiers. Apparently one I killed myself. So he made more money than me. That is not really surprising. So in regards of producing more stone and wood and weapons, but in general, yeah, that was quite a fair fight. So, as always, I hope you liked it. If you have any feedback for Saladin's castle, then just put it down in the comments. I will make sure to read it. Maybe I will even build it into the next iteration of the AI pack. If you enjoyed the video in general, please give it a thumbs up. Always great feedback for me. And yeah, if you have other feedback, questions whatsoever, then just type them down in the comments. If you want to interact with me directly and the community, you may also join our community Discord, for which you will find an invitation link in the video description down below. And if you want to get notified whenever I upload something new, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and that notifications are activated. And with that, I say goodbye and see you next time. Bye bye.